It's marvellous, isn't it, what filters can do? Both sides of this face, this visage, is Chantal. Can you see the difference? One side is heavily filtered and the other side is not. Don't you just love it when a woman who gets on camera and attempts to shred everybody who reacts to her and put them in the category of being obese or morbidly obese or same weight as her. Whether somebody is slightly overweight, slightly underweight, slightly obese, a little obese, we're not talking about other people, we're talking about you, Chantal. And the reason we're talking about you is not because of your weight, not really. It's because of your stinking personality. It's because of the rotten things that you've done over the years, not only to people on the internet, not only to me, you arsehole, but to even members of your family, even your sister Natalie, whom you put into a tumble dryer when she was only 2 years old. Imagine, aren't you 11 years older than her? Imagine how terrified she must have been. You falsely attempted suicide to frighten your mum because you couldn't get your own way. You were kicked out at a young age. You went to live with your grandmother until your grandmother couldn't tolerate you any longer. You went into a group home. Are you getting any idea, Chantal, of why people dislike you? Even your own family disliked you. As a young girl, you stalked teenage boys. You even broke into their house, didn't you? You had married lovers. You had many paid for escorts, one of whom, if I recall correctly, was that horrified he'd spoken to you, I believe, on the internet. You arranged to pick him up. You did pick him up. Seeing you was a shock to him. You brought him back to your house and immediately he was crying to go home and you had to take him home. But no doubt you had to honour the payment you made to him, unlike the fact that you don't honour paying your taxes to the Canadian government, particularly for all the health care and emergency care visits to the emergency rooms that you've had. All of that had to be underwritten by the taxpayer. And for all your big mouth boasting about how in 1 month you made $20,000, how in another month you made $50,000, you haven't paid a penny in taxes. You say now you've got an agreement to pay so much back, but if you're going to be living in Kuwait, why would you do that? And if Salah handles all your money, Are you sure that he's diverting money to the Canadian government, Treasury, whoever? Are you sure the money is going there? And the reason I ask is this, because Salah clearly isn't going to get his sponsorship via you anytime soon, is it? That's what he wanted. He was looking for a Canadian woman, specifically for a Canadian woman to hook up with. God didn't send him to you. Tinder sent him to you. You were searching for a Middle Eastern male who you could bribe, because that's the only way you can get man, ever, apart from Pete's. And who knows there, you browbeat him into now thinking he's a woman, when he hasn't even had therapy, he hasn't, or counselling, he hasn't shaved a hair off his face, he hasn't started hormones, but you bought him some dresses to dress up in. He's a cross-dresser, not trans, he's a cross-dresser. You brought that out in him, you did. Just like you bring out certain aspects in other people, in reactors even. So before you start ranting about every reactor is fatter than you, no, they're not. I'm 108 pounds. What are you? 460, 470? You're even bigger than Hungry Fat Chick. Now, Hungry Fat Chick has got my support for the way she's going about losing weight. Yeah, she's done a lot of things wrong in her life, but she's not. She's nowhere in your league of being a vile, obnoxious creature. Nowhere. And what's prompted me today to make this video is a post, your community post, and I wasn't sure to whom you were referring. I've since found out who it was. And you, it's a reactor whose ex-husband passed away, the father of her 2 children. And you were vile about it, attempting to rub a nose in it and pick apart their relationship and pick apart the deceased man. Have you heard that saying, don't talk bad about the dead? I guess it won't apply to you, will it? You know, the Grim Reaper is circling you at the moment. I noticed how on your anniversary you had to sit with your legs wide apart so that your paunch and your fupa balls could dangle down between your legs. How disgusting is that? I've never seen a woman like you, and I hope I never do. You've admitted you don't wash below where you can reach, which is your navel, I guess. You just let the water stream down you on the rare occasions that you take a shower. You're filthy. So when you criticise other women for being obese or fat, that doesn't matter if they're decent people, does it? They'll address it in their own time if they want to. The reason people are going at you is for your vile, nasty, filthy personality. And also because the way you make your money is by gorging on food on camera, playing to the feeders, playing to the audience. Your newbies now, they need to acquaint themselves with what went on over the years and the filth that you used to put out on camera, the absolute filth. That's why people react to you. Because you eat for money, you gorge for money, you're filthy dirty, you've shown the most gross, offensive things on camera. You abused your cats. You don't have one redeeming feature. You went after my family. You've gone after others' families. You've said things to Just Breezing today about her daughter. You're vile. Keep people's kids out of your mouth. That big, fat, obscene mouth. I wonder where you'll be this time next year. I wonder if Salah will have drained your accounts, because no doubt he's got control over them now. You do realise in Kuwait you have no rights, none whatsoever. Of course your husband deals with finances, and of course they're going to be happily diverted now into his bank. You are under your man's control. And when the money runs out, so will he.